Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers! Tiki here!
And Blue Dragon 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we find ourselves on the cusp of Disney's big venture into the world of streaming, even courting a war in the process, we thought it'd be nice to stay up to date on the ever-growing catalog and rule on what's a must or a bust on Disney Plus. And tonight we are talking Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 6, the finale, season, series, who knows? One world, one people. All right, I am not going to be a very popular person in just a minute.
Oh boy. But joining us, very special guest, returning, because he impressed us so much. It's Mutale Munashiku.
Hey, how's it going? I impressed you guys that much.
Well, you're here, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Well, there's your answer.
Mutale, there are people who we do not speak about on this podcast who are not on this podcast anymore for a reason. Dragon knows exactly the man I'm talking about.
Regardless, no, fair. So this season we've had quite the eclectic gathering of special guest stars, and nothing against them by any stretch. But we thought we'd go to our pal Mutale here.
All right, it's cool. It's cool.
No offense, Mutale. No offense to you. I kind of wish Connor was here just on the basis that Connor is literally the only other person on the internet who seems as lukewarm about this show as I am. So
I don't even think Connor's lukewarm. I think he just hates the show.
Right. Well, I mean, to be fair, he can kind of. I think the vague impression is that he's a little more in the negative on the show. But I mean, I think there's like
he's in the negative, just in the Discord.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and give my thoughts on this first because by all means, I want you guys to get the love fest going. By all means, I am 100% sure these two more or less loved it. Vitaly, am I correct in saying you loved it?
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, I really, I'm not sure if I loved it, but I really liked it a lot though. It's got issues, but I guess, I'd over say I'm really positive on the show, despite some of the issues.
Okay, you sound like you might be more in my camp. I know Dragon's just not go over it.
Don't put the man in a box, Tiki.
Let's see.
Look, I'm just trying to gauge. I feel like Mutale, you're kind of in the middle between us. I feel like Dragon is gonna be an over the top love affair, and then for me, it's probably gonna be a little bit more negative than you guys want me to be.
There are things I do love. There are things I do love. I would say that.
All right, I'm sorry. Your Dragon's right.
We can just start either way, and I guess we'll see with what you say. If I'm like, okay, I kind of agree. I'm like, oh no, okay. I don't agree.
So I feel like all the stuff regarding Sam, for the most part, is pretty damn great. I mean, the transition with Captain America, it just chef's kiss. That costume. Awesome. Some really, really wonderful hero moments. I know that Dragon is a big fan of just heroes saving people, and I feel like there's one moment that really encapsulates that. And with the Bucky stuff, I think Bucky and Sam definitely have a great dynamic. I feel like Bucky was maybe a little bit more of a second wheel to Sam than I wanted him to be in the show, and I do have a couple issues with the way that his arc ended up. His arc ended up taking all the turns I wanted it to take, but I just feel like the execution of the big payoff of it was, I don't know, maybe a little bit more what's the word? A little bit more, the whole payoff with Bucky it wasn't as it didn't hit me as emotionally as I thought it would. But overall, there's a lot of great things about the show. However, there's one really, really bad thing about this show, and I can clarify that I did rewatch the whole thing from beginning to end, not in one sitting, but in a couple sittings. And guys, I'm sorry. The Flag Smashers, and specifically Carly, I am not on board for. I just think totally Carly's all over the place. I'm not feeling the actress. I don't think the actress gives a good performance. I think a lot of her line delivery is really wooden. Like, I get that morally she's supposed to be gray, but like, to me it's kind of like, it kind of is literally just like, I care about people so much that I'm going to blow up a building full of people in it. It's just like, I don't like, she's just really, I don't know what the writers were really trying to do with her character outside of just having a villain that Sam could be sympathetic towards. And really, I'll say this much. I think the show really would have been better off with John Walker as a more central antagonist. And I frankly don't really think the show needed Carly. I feel like there's more than enough intrigue on the foundation if you have John Walker, if you have if you have Zemo, if you have Sharon Carter maybe built up a little bit more. I don't know. I just think the Flag Smashers really dragged the show down, especially on a rewatch for me. I like pretty much everything else about the show, and some elements I really do love. But man, the Flag Smashers really dragged the whole thing down. I mean, outside of like the one, how they're used in the plot with John Walker, like that's great. That was a great moment, but that's more on John Walker. I also think that I feel like this show maybe would have played better for me and maybe would have hit better with, I don't know. I feel like it didn't need to be released episodically. Like, to me, I feel like the pacing of the show, my consumption of the show, I feel like this could have been released in one go. Like, and I feel like that was kind of the mission statement for the show in general from the get-go, was the whole 6-hour movie thing. So I do think Disney Plus should consider their strategy when it comes to like Loki, for example. I'm absolutely sure is going to be a show that benefits from weekly speculation. There's no doubt about that. But let's face it, this show just doesn't have as many like Easter eggs that we could do clickbaity, like little red circles and arrows pointing to the red circles. It's just a very straightforward narrative, and I really like it for that, outside of the antagonist. But all right, I'm going to stop blabbling on. We have Donovan in the comments. Donovan's chatting up a storm. I'm sorry, buddy. I can't get to all your comments, but Dragon, really quick before we transition into you guys, any Donovan comments you want to bring up specifically?
You want to start, Blue Dragon?
Let me see.
Well, I'll say this much: Sam's new suit is the equivalent of a brand new car to me. Absolutely agree. I think the new suit. If this show just gave us the suit, then by all means, I'm kind of down for the ride. But all right. But yeah, Donovan, you're all over the place in the comments, and I love you for it. But I we kind of got to move on. I'm kind of.
We'll weave it in, Donovan. We'll weave it in, buddy.
Just all right. Mutale, I'm going to hand it over to you. What do you think of episode 6?
Okay, great. So, with what you said, I don't know if I agree with you saying, but you don't like where Bucky. Well, you didn't think it was how Bucky ended up was executed. Is that right? Is that what you
basically? I thought the arc with I'm terribly sorry, I forget the name of the character. The old man,
Yuri Nakajima.
Oh,
Yuri. Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought the arc with him, like, I feel like Yuri maybe should have gotten a couple more scenes. I feel like the stuff with Isaiah really hits some of the best stuff in the whole show, in my opinion. Absolutely great writing, great way to weave in, modern day social issues into the context of the MCU. Love all the stuff with Isaiah. And I feel like with Yuri, he's a character where in concept, the first time I saw him, I love this dynamic. I love the moral quandary with Bucky. To me, it just feels like they wrote the issue into episode 1, and then episode 5, Sam's like, yeah, you should probably deal with that. And then they give it basically a 1-minute payoff. And I thought that the payoff was super quick. Like, I really wanted to wanted to live in the moment of that payoff a little bit more than we did, because basically to me the payoff was just like, why do you do it? It wasn't my choice. And I don't know. I wanted a little bit more. I wanted a little bit more from that in particular. I'm sorry. I keep droning on.
I know. But, well, I'm just. I think I'm gonna be more. Yeah, I'm just like trying to get what you're saying, but I get it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. On one hand, I did consider that, oh, it's just like it's really quick. But then I just thought, like, what else would it be? Like, you have to have it like one long scene where he tells Nakajima, "Oh, I'm sorry, I killed your son." But I don't know. I was kind of fine with it. I didn't think it like we needed like some long scene, like just him confessing that he killed his son, and that's it. So I was
because we've
kind
seen
of
it so many times before, you know.
Yeah,
yeah,
fair.
I've seen it so many times. Yeah, and I guess the other thing you said, the Flag Smashers. The more I'm thinking about it, I think they are the weakest part of the show. Like I wouldn't say like I dislike them like as a whole. I think that necessarily that they shouldn't be in the show, but more. And I guess this was more just I don't think it was really fleshed out as well exactly like how they exactly plan to achieve what they want to achieve. And with Carly, I actually like the actress. Like, I don't think like she's like the strongest like performance of the show, but I do like. I actually think in episode from episode 4 and 5, she actually does get better, and I think she does give a good performance. But yeah, I don't think they're not the most compelling part of the show. It is like Zemo, Walker, and Sam and Bucky. Those are the strongest things. But I don't like hate the Flag Smashers. I just didn't think they're the strongest part. I think maybe just if they maybe fleshed it out a bit more, then maybe it probably would be better. And with everything else, everything with Sam is just really great. Even though I get that the suit is the Captain America suit he has was from it's exactly how it was in the comics. Even though
That's exactly what we want, though.
Sorry,
I said that's exactly what we want.
What? Sorry, with what?
I'm sorry, Mutale. That's exactly what we want. Is like a beat by beat comics representation.
Yeah, I know. I get like yeah, I actually do like this. It's like at first when I first saw it, I was like, okay, it's goofy. But then watching the episode again, I actually did really like the suit. It was pretty cool, and like it's really cool just seeing Sam as Cap. Like it's just like it's now just seeing him in this episode like really makes me excited for Captain America 4, which I'm surprised was announced this early. I thought it'd be announced a week later. And him and Bucky really are this great duo, which I hope we see more of if we get a second season of the show, which I think we will. And also, I like where Walker ended up. I like that he didn't just devolve into a crazy villain. But I think it did show at the end that he still does care about people, but he just still has that like dark side. And then when the end he becomes U.S. agent. So I'm really glad we get to see more of him. So what else? But yeah, overall everything like with Bucky, Sam, John, Zemo, all of that's all really great. And the Flag Smashers aren't the best, but overall, yeah, I'd still say I really enjoy the show.
Okay, and Dragon.
I'm gonna keep it simple for the overall. I thought this was a great finale. Admittedly, few bumps. I won't lie, few bumps, but truly, where it counted when you get to the end, kind of the last third. I mean, my God, very moving stuff. I was truly moved, like back to kind of that Captain America Winter Soldier kind of levels. I mean, that's kind of what I wanted from the show when it delivered. Again, I wish there were a few less bumps when the finale, when all the cards were down, but again, we'll get into them. I mean, but
okay.
On the whole, though, again, I was just truly moved by how things paid off, and I think it ended perfectly.
Sorry, actually, if I could just add something, I actually agree with Tiki when he said maybe this should have just been released 6 episodes because it was marketed as a 6-hour movie. So yeah, I do think that maybe it should have just been released like all at once because I think maybe Marvel should be like, okay, maybe these shows were released weekly and then maybe this just release it all at once.
I mean, work for Daredevil, work for Jessica Jones. Why not?
I literally think it's a factor of how many like clickbaity like red circle thumbnails you can get out of the shows. I'm not even joking about that. It all comes down to like how much week by week speculation you can get out of it. And honestly, with this show outside of episode 4 was the 1 week where it was like, oh, what's going to happen next?
Yeah. So I just also Blue Dragon said how like this is like he always wanted this to be like on par with Winter Soldier. I agree, but also in some ways I like how it got like more darker than I think Winter Soldier did, just with the racial themes and the whole theme about nationalism. Like I think it like it was just really cool. Like not only is it just feels like Winter Soldier, but just how it gets more darker than that film did.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets very keyed into the Sam Wilson story, no question, for sure.
Yeah, and it's really like cool how I think this is the most like grounded show we've gotten in the MCU in a while. I can't remember like the last time was it like Civil War or Winter Soldier, and I really appreciate about the show. It was just really cool.
All right, cool. So yeah, let's get things started.
Alrighty.
Now, I just want to really quickly go back because I missed last episode just to get my thoughts on episode 5 in there, just very super quick. I thought episode 5 was okay, honestly. Like
I'm so glad you worked that in there then, Tiki. But yeah,
the Isaiah Bradley stuff was fantastic. I think the line of the show, like the thesis statement of the show, is I'm not sure if I'm getting it exactly word for word down, but no, the government
they will never make a black man.
Yeah, they will never make a black man Captain America, and no self-respecting black man would ever want to be. That was like such a hard-hitting line for me, and I feel like episode 6 did a fucking fantastic job of weaving that through line. So props there. But honestly, I'm just because I want to rag on it somewhere. I really the boat plot line, like I don't know your hang up with the boat is. Did we need to spend so much time with it?
It was nice. What's wrong with the bonding on the boat?
It was nice. Just Sam and his sister.
It worked for Riggs and Mutale. Why not?
Oh God! All right.
I was like, okay, I could see people disliking like the 5th episode just for that, but like, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I
enjoyed the Bucky flirting with Sam's sister stuff.
Yeah,
but that's kind of about it. I did enjoy the community aspect of it, though. I'll give it that
pretty much. You
much.
liked everything about the boat stuff, except the fact it was on a boat. Essentially, is what you're telling me.
No, I thought it was. Anyways, I thought it was a little slow paced. So yeah, but yeah, the end of episode 5. I just want to get in.
Did you love the trading? You gotta love the trading part. You've had to. There's no way you could have disliked that.
Outside of the plot hole that other people have pointed out, that Sam is better with the shield in that conversation with Bucky than he is at the start of the training
because
montage.
He's playing catch. He's not.
Outside of that one detail,
like
I love the training montage.
Yeah, I think he's just playing. Yeah, he's just playing catch with Bucky, and then
that's fair. That's fair. The training montage is great. Don't get me wrong. The training montage is great. All right, it's fine. It's great. I love it. But let me just get in. Can I just get in an obligatory "What's in the box" so we can move on? What's in the box?
Well, now we know what's in the box, so use that as a transitioning point. The suit, which, as we've kind of skirted around here, Falcon cap. Looks perfect. We gave him vibranium wings.
Yes.
He's got the shield. He's that great awesome moment. Wait, who are you? I'm Captain America.
Captain America.
I thought he was on the moon.
Okay, I want to address that really quick because I feel like the suit would mean nothing if Anthony Mackie didn't carry it with gravitas and with weight, and he does, and it's fucking awesome, honestly.
Yeah, the girlish shriek I let out when I saw him in that suit was, I was just like so happy. Like, oh God, he's in the suit. It looks perfect.
It's a great build-up, too.
Yeah. Because someone actually, there's on YouTube, there's like a video of like, I think the first time you see Sam as Falcon with his wings, and then it compares it to how his first appearance as Cap. It's like, wow, just like how like this character's grown from then to now. It's like incredible.
Yeah, ever since he was scaring the crap out of Sitwell. But yeah, so that's like I love as Steve kind of alluded to earlier, of course, just overall with him, like the whole Falcon cap kind of making his big splash in the world.
I love how he's so
you know,
confident about
Sorry?
himself as Captain America. It's a freaking wonderful arc from episode 1 to episode 6.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I'm sorry, I just said I love the arc episode 1 to episode 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that he's saving people. He's earning he's earning everyone's respect, which of course that's pretty much like the line between him and Walker. Walker, there was like an implied respect where it was like I'm have the role. Like people telling you, hey, he's Captain America, respect him, respect him, respect the shield. Where Sam, he earned it, man. In this movie, he's got flair. It all just worked very very wonderfully. And of course, he also has his. He goes toe-to-toe with Batroc the Leaper, much like Cap did in Winter Soldier. We got Red Wing back, compensating for the strength. It's wonderful.
Yeah. That's a good story. That's one thing. How does he build that? Is it called a Humvee? Like, was he using his wings? Because the way
Like an armored car.
Sorry, armored car.
Like an armored, yeah, armored car.
Yeah, an armored car. Okay. When he was like lifting it up, was it the wings or was it like? Because it looked like he was like using his arms to do it. That was the thing I was a little confused by.
Well, no, he's using the Wakandans. The Wakandans do not do anything halfway. So I mean, he's got extra thrust and everything, and I mean, I think the shield and the wings are helping him prop it up, and he puts the extra boosters on. So it's like the thrust coming off Falcon is like probably triple what he had before. So he's
Okay. That was something I was like, like how is he pulling it? Like okay.
He puts like the extra red wings on there, so it's
So
Sam is lucky. Sorry, I want to say Sam is lucky that suit had wings. Because if it didn't have wings, it probably would have taken him longer to get to New York, where the Flag Smash was going to show up.
It would have, because he's all in Washington, so it's
Yeah, this is something I just thought about. But anyway, what were you going to say?
I love that his cleverness in his flight, has really helped compensate for the lack of blonde hair, blue-eyed, super soldier, as he references later, which is a really great thing. It shows you it's the old first Avenger adage of the good man shines through, not the bully. It's the fact of like whatever's there gets magnified. He doesn't need super soldier serum to kind of make that come through. The right man was chosen.
Yeah, and even that's kind of shown at the end of episode 5 when he's training, like because he doesn't have the super soldier serum, he has to train. Whereas with Steve, he had the serum, so he didn't have to like train to make sure like to be able to catch the shield. And I really like that. It just shows how he's just really driven.
Yeah, I mentioned the hero saving people moment, and for me, oh God, Dragon, you're probably going to get it more word for word than I am, but there's that beat where on the other end, the guy's like Cap, we need your help. There's people that are. It's the always line, Dragon. I'm sorry, I'm not setting it up nearly as well as you could.
Okay, so at the end, when he's finally being addressed as Cap by the Moon guy, I think by the way. So Donovan briefly, we got to address it. Donovan says, "Where did that come from? Cap is on the moon. LOL." So. Yeah, so Donovan, that's essentially the rumor is, as far as the bigwigs are concerned, the point is everyone in the military is hearing like rumors of, hey, Cap's on the moon somewhere, which may or may not be like set up for secret invasion. It's unclear. Like he might be working with Nick Fury on his big space thing.
Interesting.
But so that guy that we gave the explanation to, he's like saying, "Hey Cap, listen, there's one of the flag smashers is in the bay, like the one he knocked out of the helicopter." That was my favorite rescue, the helicopter thing, because again, it's Sam putting his faith in people to help save the day and help get the job done. Like he does again, he's being really clever. Like, hey, there's a helicopter pilot in this helicopter.
Oh yeah, that was great too. Yeah,
that was really great actually. Rewatching it, I just noticed that and I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
And he uses the move from the very start, where like he knocks the guy out of the aircraft, and that's how he kind of it's kind of how he's been operating as Falcons. Let's apply that with the shield. It's just bam, let's get the guy out of there, save a bunch of people, putting their faith in each other. We can say some of these senators are ex-soldiers. Why not?
Yeah. No, I wonder but if there was no one who could, it was flown a helicopter. What's he gonna do? Or he just like, oh, we'll just trust they'll know what to do.
They probably would have had to find a different way, I'd imagine. But that's why he was like looking for. Please tell me someone can fly a helicopter.
But yeah, Dragon, please set up the always thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there always is like, Cap. There's a guy in the bay. One of the flag smashes that you took out in the helicopter scene still swimming in the bay. Think you could help? Always.
Yeah. That's. I mean, as much as I don't like the flag smashers, that always thing. It's like that is Captain America to a damn T, man. That's so freaking cool. I love that. I loved it. Great introduction for Sam Wilson, Captain America.
So speaking of the flag smasher, just to talk about him, my 2 cents on the flag smasher. So okay, so
go ahead, go Blue Dragon.
I want to help people so much that I'm willing to blow up a building full of people in it.
I'm getting there. Just let me.
Sorry, can I just say one thing? Sorry, before you just say anything, I will say one thing with this episode. I was kind of like hoping for Walker to like just kill Carly, because I just anymore. Because what did she say? She's like, oh, I don't want to kill people who matter. So like, oh, so Lamar doesn't matter. So it's like, yeah, just go after it, John.
Okay, you know what's funny? I've heard people criticize that moment, but it's like, no, it's like, to me, it's like, yeah, it's a stupid line, but it's like I could see why John Walker would be pissed at that.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the epiphany. I had an epiphany while I was watching it. So basically now we have all the stuff, so now we can make an informed opinion about everything by the end of things here. So I know how I feel about the flag smasher. So I think, having seen the finale, my end thoughts on flag smash as a whole is that I think the group delivered. Carly didn't, though.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the thing. I do.
Okay.
Here's what I'm left wondering. Maybe that is somewhat the point, where it's the idea versus one person. I'm not necessarily excusing. Here's the thing. As Mutale said, and I fully agree with him, is that Erin Kellyman, the actress who plays Carly, she really delivered in episode 4. That's where all the potential for that character was. Now, again, 5, there's barely anything with her in that. So, I mean, let's just... 4 was the biggie. 4 is where everything's like all the potential. Okay, I think Carly's finally hit her stride, and hopefully this will carry on. But I gotta tell you, man, having seen it, she really dropped the ball in episode 6. I mean, really dropped the ball. There was some she was very wooden in the episode. Here's the clincher. Here's where I kind of like fully informed the opinion. Where it's like, okay, well, if I was questioning it before with that whole Lamar bit, it's like this is where it's finally clinched. Okay, they're trying to parallel the big Cap versus Winter Soldier fight at the end of Captain America: The Winter Soldier, in the helicarrier. The whole like, I'm not going to fight you. I'm with you till the end of the line, which is huge.
Oh
for me.
Yeah. It's like they're absolutely trying to get that that Sam sympathy thing, and it just doesn't work.
Exactly. So there was none of that was there. That's when I knew for sure, like without a shadow. She really botched it with her in this last one.
Yeah.
But again, maybe that's the point, though.
Yeah, I think it's that where Sam's like, no, I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to, but Sam, at this point, like, are you really, at this point with what she's done, like, she's clearly not going to stop. Like, just
But that's the thing. I want to be clear. Again, her group and her demise specifically, I think, does serve the story really well, because that leads to one of the probably the best moments of the episode for me, the big speech, because we don't have that speech without the flag smashers as the idea and her passing. But again, the character herself, again, I'm 100% with you guys, where I went into this episode expecting, okay, I don't want Carly to get killed, but the minute she says that to John Walker, it's like, well, I'm fully rooting for John Walker in this fight. I don't think I'm supposed to. I mean, it's interesting that I am, but it's like, I don't think I'm fully supposed to be rooting. I should be more like, oh no, John, you mean well, but don't do it. Like, no, John.
Yeah, right.
That's kind of a problem. So yeah, I think we beefed it with Carly at the end.
I guess they wanted. I think what they wanted was like part of you like kind of what they think they wanted where. Maybe part of you actually wanted Carly to succeed, but it just episode like, I hope she fails. I hope they stop. Like, I hope Walker gets revenge. Like, that's just what happens instead.
That and her phone call with Bucky, that was probably the worst writing, if I'm being frank. I mean, her phone call with Bucky about Carly's phone call with Bucky.
Okay.
About the whole, like, have you ever served a cause? Well, yeah, I served many causes that were very worthwhile. I'm trying to stop a big purple guy. Yeah.
Yeah, when you said he fell twice, I was like, okay, there's World War II, and then when you said in the second time, I was like, was that when he was snapped?
I imagine so. Probably that, if not, I mean, potentially Hydra, but I think the positive examples would be that and, and Thanos.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But so John Walker, though, I mean, he's peeved and he's got a makeshift shield. How'd you guys think about the makeshift shield, man?
Oh, that was a good gag. Especially because of the the post credits, like really building up the shield, and then like
I don't know, probably felt bad because he had the vibranium shield and now he has this lame shield that'll probably break easily. But he needed something, so.
One other thing with episode 5 that I forgot to mention, the big cameo, it really didn't land with me. I'm sorry. Like I like Julia Louis-Dreyfus as much as anyone, but I didn't understand what that character was supposed to be.
This is the flaw in doing it week to week, where this show there's just not as much speculation and mystery.
Right. So it's like oh, we're gonna get a big cameo. Oh boy, and I'm like, and then Julia Louis-Dreyfus comes on screen and she's playing like, to me, her character was like a vaguely more powerful and connected version of Jerry Hogarth. Like that's the vibe I got off of her, not knowing anything about her. So I don't know.
All right. Well, the bigger takeaway from all this lumping back into the Walker of it all is that. So John Walker, he actually did really good here. Of course, he had that great moment where he's saving the armored truck full of hostages. We had the choice, like, do I kill Carly or do I save the senators that have been kidnapped? Of course, he saves the people, which again shows that John Walker, ultimately, the fascinating thing about this character is that Walker has always meant well, and he always did want to help people.
That's exactly what I like about Walker. Yeah, I mean, as much as his actions in episode 4 are obviously unforgivable, but
and very true to U.S. Agent. U.S. Agent in his warped mind does mean well. He's kind of somewhat of an anti-hero. He starts off kind of villainous, but he becomes the anti-hero, which is pretty much where we're at now. Is that U.S. Agent can do some good, but he might go a little more off the rails, which in today's climate is no bueno. Hence, Julia Louis-Dreyfus' character coming in, the Contessa coming in.
Can I just say I rarely say this, but I'm proud of the internet for not just instantly being like, no, John Walker doesn't deserve any sort of redemption. He has to be evil. Like, I'm glad that the internet just as a whole, for the most part, can accept that, like, yeah, this is a character who's done some very, very bad things, but has a lot of shades of gray to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of which, the Contessa, some speculation that we might have set up going forward with the whole, like, now, of course, Tiki was wearing the black costume at the end. That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. I love the setup for the U.S. Agent. And I love the fact that they didn't just either A, have him be just a generic lunatic, or B, kill him. It's like they didn't go either of those directions. Like he is totally the type of character I want to see around for later things.
Yeah. Probably even like Thunderbolts or Dark Avengers.
So that's the speculation. So presumably he's going to be on a version of the Thunderbolts, which is basically we're redeeming the more violent and kind of villainous characters in Marvel, and we're putting them on almost a government-led Suicide Squad-esque.
Okay, can I just say, if Thunderbolt Ross is not the Amanda Waller of that team, then they're doing it wrong.
He's on the team in the comic, so I don't know.
He's on the team?
Yeah, he's Red Hulk at that point, Tiki. So
okay, gotcha. Okay,
so it's unclear. He's kind of like the leader of the team and the Red Hulk. So I don't know if we're going to go that far.
Like in the MCU, if Thunderbolt Ross is not the leader of the Thunderbolts, then they're just doing it wrong.
Well, again, that's assuming they even keep that name, but yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
so keep the name.
That's why they wouldn't make him the leader. Like they probably will.
I'm just saying with the Contessa involved,
I'm just being silly, honestly. I've just always loved the name Thunderbolt Ross. I'm just being silly.
It's a cool name. By the way, you guys, the Contessa Prentice is gonna be in Black Widow, but because of COVID, we didn't see that. So yeah, she's probably
there were a few things that COVID affected with the show, and I honestly think the Flag Smashers is one of them. Because common knowledge that there is going to be a virus subplot, and I honestly feel like if the Flag Smashers had a virus subplot, they would have been a hell of a lot more threatening and probably a hell of a lot more like convincing in what they were trying to do. So,
well, two things. Okay,
Yes.
Here's the thing. So about I don't know how confirmed that virus subplot is, but then again, if you look at it, we have these tear gas orbs that I don't think maybe originally were not intended to be tear gas. Perhaps those might have been like a biocontaminant of some kind. Assuming that's true, because remember, we clear out the room and they're all running around. Perhaps that might have been like a virus dispersal thing. And if you recall, I'm not saying necessarily they're the same thing, but remember, Civil War opens with a whole biocontaminant thing, a whole a bio weapon at the top of Civil War.
I don't know if you guys remember, there was once rumored that the show would have like a Terrigen mist, which would set up Inhumans. And
I heard that rumor. I never bought it for a second, but I heard it.
Yeah, I was unsure. I was like, I don't, maybe, who knows? I don't know. But yeah, it didn't end up happening.
Yeah, Terrigen Mist was kind of for a while, it was kind of the big glimmer of us doing mutants in the MCU, which seems to kind of gone by the wayside.
Yeah, it seems so.
Yeah. But I mean, again, so far in terms of setting up maybe some future Thunderbolt stuff, we got U.S. Agent. I mean, it sounds like Zemo's going to get the go-ahead because the contest's like, hey, killed all the super soldiers. I love this guy. Put him on the team. Zemo's butler blew up all those super soldiers.
That was hilarious. I didn't actually think we'd see him again, but I was surprised when we did.
Yeah, some other, again, we're going to have the Abomination She-Hulk, so I could absolutely see him being the Thunderbolt Ross Red Hulk of the team if we get him. And if I were to fill it out with some logical choices, I mean, from Black Widow, we could either have Taskmaster or Elena. I mean, Taskmaster would probably make the most sense, but if you want a Black Widow equivalent, the Elena.
Yeah. I think Elena's going to be in Hawkeye.
Well, I know. I'm pretty sure of that. That one probably times out safe because they had the rumor. She was supposed. I heard that she was supposed to be in Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
they cut her because of all
that's true.
Reconfigured stuff. Yeah.
Can I talk about another thing that I really I'm surprised we haven't gotten to yet, but I really didn't think landed.
There's a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm pretty sure it's our next point. Go with it.
So Dragon, first of all, I fucking called it, and I'm surprised you of all people didn't go along with it. But yeah, obviously Sharon Carter is the freaking power broker. Who the hell else was it gonna be? Honestly, I would even say that a case could be made. As mixed as Carly is in this show, I honestly think the Sharon Carter stuff might be even more poorly executed.
Yeah, that's actually. Yeah, you're not entirely wrong. Actually, no, you're not wrong at all.
I don't know what Marvel is trying to make happen with Sharon Carter.
Yeah. All right. Well, here's where I'm coming at on the whole power broker thing. So I'm very iffy on this, and I feel the power broker has been most hurt by the Disney Plus airing style. Like this whole. It makes me really concerned for how the Disney Plus shows are going to handle mysteries going forward in the MCU. Just given this whole week to week thing, and that people are going to speculate. And the problem is people are hungry for Marvel, ergo they're going to speculate twice as hard. And
the Agatha thing was just lucky that it had a clever theme song to go along with it.
Sure.
Because I'm just saying the actual reveal was not surprising.
I mean, WandaVision pulled it off a lot better, but and that again, you had so many things to keep you guessing in that show, and I mean, unfortunately now it's set the whole Mephisto precedent, which is not great. But that's what I'm saying.
Mephisto, I am trying to make Mephisto a meme, man.
Well, you see what I mean.
Now Mephisto of it all.
I don't know if it's the Mephisto thing will actually be explained in Loki, because in the trailer there's a glass picture of a devil figure, so I think that will finally explain it. But yeah, well, who knows? So
I think speculation.
Mephisto just keeps becoming a running gag of he's never actually going to show up. But he's the ongoing speculation for everything. Oh, who is this? Who is that?
Not until we get a Ghost Rider show.
Do you think he would have been if originally Falcon? This show came first and then WandaVision, or do you think that it was just going to happen either way, regardless if WandaVision came first or was second?
I think Mephisto's I don't think Mephisto's something you casually kind of switch around. I think Mephisto has to be part of the initial pitch. Yeah. So I don't think that would have really.
And Dragon, I agree with you that I think the most likely place to actually see Mephisto is in Ghost Rider, and I have been strongly championing for Ghost Rider to be a part of the MCU for years, and no, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't count.
Well, that was a different Ghost Rider. So
I know.
They'll probably show up since they're doing, like, I mean, what they're going to do, because it seems like they're doing more supernatural stuff, like with Doctor Strange, Blade, so I'm sure Ghost Rider will show up.
We did the Darkhold. The Darkhold, definitely opens the floodgates to a Ghost Rider. So
honestly, if Ghost Rider just shows up in the Blade movie, I'd be satisfied.
That would be the most amazing post-credits scene ever if Ghost Rider shows up at the end of Blade for a future movie.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Then you'd have like a crossover of Moon Knight, Blade, and Ghost Rider.
Midnight, it's called Midnight Suns, so it's called in the comics. That sort of supernatural team.
That's cool. I forgot that it had a name, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but anyways, back to the Power Broker thing. So I was really hoping against hopes that it was going to be her as the Power Broker. That's why I was trying not to buy into the obvious. But it was.
Well,
here's the thing I want.
Sorry.
Here's what I want.
Let me just say.
Go on.
Yeah.
No, go on.
Sorry. I just wanted to say, either it's not her, or if it is, maybe they'll explain. Okay, how did she become it? Like, why is she doing what she's doing? But yeah, that's just what was in my mind. But what were you gonna say?
The logic is kind of there for Sharon Carter, and the reason she was jaded in the first place. So I can still glom onto that in terms of salvaging this Power Broker thing, and that the logic is there that Sharon Carter, is going to go on south here because every institution she's believed in has always let her down and betrayed her in a big fundamental way. Shield turns to Hydra. She does right by Cap, and of course, she gets blackballed. And then 7 years go by. So I'm assumingly, just given what we know about the story, I would think it's smart money that she did not get blipped, and that's how she became the Power Broker. So something happened in 7 years of her being on the run. Then basically Madripoor probably getting to her. Mm-hmm. So the logic is there for how something goes south with her. I'm just saying I don't love it yet. I need more from it. And the big assumption is that she's going to be one of the big bad guys in the Armor Wars show, especially since we had Rhodey at the top of this show.
Yeah, that's the thing. They just need to explain it. Like, if they explain it, then okay, I can buy it. Yeah.
The theory, though, and this is like a really cool thing, is that we gave her like a little shield mask that Black Widow used in Winter Soldier. Now, my instinct when I was watching is that okay, that dispels any Skrull rumors that she can't be a Skrull because the Skrulls can just shapeshift. But then again, I'm still the belief that she's not a Skrull, but
a
lot of people are saying the end game could be like a secret invasion thing,
Yeah.
That wouldn't it be a great way to throw people off the scent if, like, hey, she used the changer mask, and if Skrulls can do that, therefore she cannot be a Skrull. But then again, if you were a Skrull, would you want to advertise like, oh yeah, I can shapeshift?
Yeah. Look, I wonder if she was a Skrull. I think they would have revealed that at the post-credit scene. I don't think that's something they would wait till, like, I don't know, secret invasion, and they reveal, oh, she's a Skrull.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's more like an Armor Wars thing for sure. Like, she went from super soldiers to iron soldiers. She's going to have all the kingdom now. That she's kind of a bad guy in power. Well,
but do you guys think that there was another like Power Broker before Sharon showed up? Or do you think like what she was like the very first one? Because like part of me wonders if maybe there was one before and she sort of like taken over from that. Do you guys?
That is an excellent point.
Yeah, that's something I did consider.
I didn't consider that. Then again, everyone in Madripoor is sure the Power Broker's a guy, so maybe that is based on something. So maybe you're right, Mutale.
And I think did Zemo say in episode 3 that he met the Power Broker before?
Well, Zemo has a history with the Power Broker, and you'd think if he knew the Power Broker personally, he would have recognized Sharon Carter as the Power Broker. So he saw her there. So I think you're right on fire, man. I think you got it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's something I've just heard people suggest, and I did also wonder, like, is she like really like the first Power Broker, or was there one that's existed before? Maybe Sharon's like taken over.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about some of the wonderful stuff in this episode, man. I want to talk about Sam's speech.
Yes.
I feel like the message of it was super on point. I feel like maybe it was a little bit too on the nose or a little bit too long, either one or the other.
I'd say, yeah, it was a kind of on the nose.
Yeah. Honestly, to me, it was less on the nose and more like it was a little on the nose, but I didn't mind that as much as I minded like, all right, like this is going on a little long, guys. All right. But it was great, though. It was great. Like, I don't want to diminish the message by any means. I just, if I was editing it, I maybe would have trimmed a minute or two.
I wouldn't have trimmed a second of this, man. This is a beautiful moment. This is seriously, this is the moment. This is the moments. Basically, had 3 Sam moments towards the tail end here. Just everything, basically from the speech on, where I thought was just so perfectly just kind of conveyed. I just thought. This is the moment where I was getting weepy. This is where I started to get weepy watch. It's like, that's our Captain America. That's our new Cap right there.
Yeah, for sure. It does have that. It does land that for sure.
You know, he's developed Steve Rogers' his powerful speech skills, man. You know, like that Winter Soldier speech to the Shield, to the Triskelion base, man. Like it's doing that. Yeah, yes, and for all the world to see on cameras and everything. And Mackey's performance was so. It was so built up. It was built up so when he's been killing it the whole season. This is like an Emmy speech right here.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets an Emmy for the show, or at least gets nominated. I mean, you never know because the Emmys have been snubbing Ray Seahorn for years, as much to Dragon and I.
We don't trust those Emmys, buddy.
Just ridiculous. Like season 5, Ray Seahorn doesn't get nominated. Seriously. Anyways, sorry. All right, Dragon, go ahead. Sorry.
But I mean, yeah, it was such a. I thought it was just really, well written. The whole the people in that room when you're making these, you have the power to make all sorts of big changes with a phone call, and the people you're going to affect, you don't have any of them in the room with you when you make these decisions. Like these are excellent points that he's making.
Yeah, that was an excellent point. Yeah.
It's just such a real conversation, just calling out I know people have criticized like the vagaries of it. Yeah, sure, it's vague, but these are still points that we're overlooking, and he's calling this out. And the way, and again, this summarizes what we've been saying since John Walker entered the fray. They want a guy who's going to play ball. Like, again, a guy who's going to go along with the Accords. Sam Wilson, ever since the beginning, even when the Accords were a thing, he was the guy pushing against it, questioning it, along with Cap. And it's like him doing that right now. It's like he's pushing back a little. That earns the people's respect. He's not just going to be a yes man. He's going to bring back, it's like these people are willing that they went against many powerful governments to make a point, and we're not even asking ourselves why. And we're labeling them terrorists just without a second thought, just because it's against our interests. We're never just questioning ourselves. Like this is.
Well, again, I go back to the whole I care about people so much that I'm going to build.
Look, I make those. No, you're not wrong. Okay, I'm not saying again. The point again.
I'm sorry. The
mouthpiece was wrong. Okay, the performance was not good, but the message was there.
Oh,
okay.
All right.
And then Buck, seriously, the moment, a heartwarming image to me was like Bucky, after what he said about how the Shield was kind of like the family that he had, like him patting them on the shield on the back, and like, good work, Cap. It's like that got me in the feel so much. It's like that's the symbol of the 3 friends coming together: Cap, Bucky, and Falcon, like kind of a 3-shot in a sense, even though Steve's not there. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
I love how at the end of this day. Sorry. Mutale, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and it was really beautiful, at the end, because you know how each episode it opens with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then at the end it was Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
These Marvel credits, man, they keep getting me because WandaVision had the engrossing, that engrossing credit sequence, and now it's just getting me with a title change, just a slight title change, but it was everything.
The slight title change is great. Yeah,
it was everything.
Was honestly one of the coolest moments of the whole show for me.
Yes, Donovan says, that again, he says it hit hard. Yes, it did. He coins one of the great lines in the speech, too. You have the power of a god or a misguided teenager. It's like, yes. What are you going to do with that power? Great stuff. And even got the nod from Walker, man. Walker's like, the right man is Captain America. I was wrong. It's like, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can we talk about Isaiah Bradley? Because just sticks so much to landing. It's incredible.
To give credit where credit's due, Mark Bernard absolutely called the ending. I was so happy that he did because it was perfect.
Oh, did he call the whole Isaiah getting a museum?
Yeah, we talked about this in episode 5. Yeah, it was okay. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. All right.
What I love about that moment is that I feel like there's a moment of hesitation on Isaiah's part. There's like a moment of like, do I really want my story out there? Do I really? And then he just very quickly accepts it, and oh my god, it's just seeing him accept it. It's fucking cathartic, man. It's beautiful. It's a great moment.
Just the exchange between Mackie and Carl Lumbly, like now they'll never forget what you did for this country.
Honestly, I would say it's one of the most heartwarming moments in the whole MCU for me.
What Lumbly does. I'm sorry.
What?
Go ahead.
What Lumbly does in that scene, just that shake when he embraces Sam, just out of gratitude. And again, this is like the most jaded guy in the show, justifiably jaded, mind you, for everything he's been through.
Okay, yeah. Also, I think earlier when he's at his house, when he talks about this, like he said, like how black people have built this country, but he's still gonna fight for it. And this how, like, for moments, like Isaiah was emotional, then just becomes like jaded again because he doesn't want to admit, like, man, he's actually really touching, and that was also like really great as well.
And the fact that you have like the next generation there too, where it's both, it's like three generations of kind of Captain America in a sense there, in that you have Isaiah Bradley, you have you have Sam Wilson, and you have for the future for like the Young Avengers thing they're going for. And I really hope they keep this actress to kind of stick to their guns here.
He's a cool actor. He seems cool. I don't know. Yeah,
Eli, like young Elijah, like the grandson. So like that's just like it's like, and they're all being inspired by the same thing right there with that statue, and it's such a perfect. I'm a sucker for that Captain America exhibit in the Smithsonian. So this.
Oh, I know you are. I know you are. As soon as I saw that, I knew it'd just be like a gut punch for you.
It was. I think again, this made me as weepy as Winter Soldier for these moments. For this,
I don't blame you, Dragon. Honestly, like I'm on your level of weepiness for this moment in particular.
I was already going into this season. I was hoping we were going to do the Isaiah Bradley stuff. So this is like, how is it going to be? Tiki, here's what's great about this. So that book has an ending that's far different from this, but it's like Steve Rogers visiting Isaiah Bradley.
Okay.
And it's the point is like Bradley can't really respond to what he's doing, but it's a happy, it's kind of a bittersweet happy ending. But this is like completely different. But it's like, again, I love that we have like an ending so tied into who that Captain America is at the moment. Where, of course, only Sam Wilson could do this for him, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
And then we end things out with anything else you guys want to say about the Yuri stuff? I feel like I kind of already sort of.
Bucky did the work. He gave the man closure, and presumably gave everyone else closure on the list too. Versus running away from it, and he put everyone on the healing path, not just himself. He's thinking beyond himself for the list. That's good.
And it's great to see him like kind of embracing people more. I love the bit with the kids hanging off of the metal arm. I thought that was fucking adorable.
I love the Wilson family seafood being back in business and having this big draw with Sam Wilson as Captain America. And I got to tell you, this is a really cute thing. It can get caught up in the moment with is that in those pictures, Sam's on their left.
Oh my god, that's great. That's great.
He's on their left, and it really, here's the thing that kind of caught me on the rewatch. It really just kind of got me in the feels even more so. I'm already a sap up to this point, but it just got me. One, like we're playing music that Sam would pick, kind of like it's not Marvin Gaye, but it's kind of in the line with what I'm like, kind of his Marvin Gaye taste. And it's just the fact that it ends with our namesake. It's the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but essentially the friendship of Cap and Bucky continues. To the next phase, in a sense. I thought that was like the perfect note to end on. The only one missed opportunity with the post-credit scene I was really hoping for, it didn't happen.
What was that?
We kind of went the Iron Man route with it. Torres. We saw Torres during the speech. We cut to all the important people during the speech, like Sarah and Torres. I was part of me going into this was wondering it when Sam said he called him a friend. I wondered if Torres was going to be that guy coming on the extra Falcon wings, but he would have no idea. He patched it. Basically, it makes sense because Torres would have no time to build those Falcon wings from like an episode ago when they were just in shambles. So it makes sense. But I'm saying when we do this Captain America, either Cap 4 or this the second season of Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I'm sure Torres is going to be a part of that. And you can have those.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
It's like next time, baby. He's going to be back.
Yeah. Exactly.
Here's one thing about the ending as well. It's really nice seeing Bucky be happy, which is something we have not seen from. We haven't seen from that character at all.
Yeah, he's had to kill a lot of people.
Yeah, he's not been happy. It's nice to see him have joy again.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
All right, so I guess that's about it. We already pretty much talked through the power broker stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so final thoughts. Mutale, why don't you kick us off?
I'd say yeah, overall, yeah, I really like this was I think this was my most like anticipated like Disney Plus show just because of the end of Endgame when Steve gives Sam the shield. And then I just was really excited, okay, where are we gonna go with it? And then I'm really just glad with like where we got with the show, just with where we get with the characters, with like where we get with the characters and the themes, and even just the action was really really cool. Even though the flag smashers really were the weakest part, but overall like this show, like what I like about like the Disney Plus shows is that they've just made me appreciate characters that I didn't like. I was okay with, but like now I really love them. Like now, Wanda's one of my favorite MCU characters, and Sam and like I love Sam and Bucky
Zemo,
and Sam.
honestly.
Yeah, Zemo. Like he's actually now back to being my favorite MCU villain. Like I think before it was, I think it was actually Thanos, but like with like what we know more about Zemo and what he believes, like he's my favorite MCU villain, and I'm glad he's not killed off and he could come back again. So I've been really enjoying these shows, and I'm looking forward to what comes next. And it's actually going to be interesting when we get to the shows that introduce new characters, because so far it's just taken supporting characters in the movies, just fleshing them out. So I'm curious how it's going to be when we like introduce new characters that are probably going to go to the movies, like Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, and She-Hulk.
Miss Marvel's going to be the first one of those, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be the first one.
Uh-huh.
And also I'm actually wondering now with Loki, because I think Loki is a character that is fleshed out enough. I'm wondering like now with the show, how much more could even be fleshed out than before. Like, that's what I'm wondering.
Honestly, with Loki, I'm just in it for the Owen Wilson of it all, man. I am so sold on Owen Wilson's character.
Mobius.
He's gonna be fun.
All right. So Dragon, final thoughts?
I mean, again, I'm head over heels for this show. I again, now having seen it all, I admit, Carly kind of, after episode 4, we dropped the ball with Carly majorly. We did. Power Broker's more of a wait and see, but I think the advertising is kind of what hurt that, if I'm being frank. I mean, the idea of Sharon Carter going dark, it's bold. It's a bold idea, which I really need to see how she pays off. I assume we do this Armor Wars thing, but it's like, but this show, man, I think. Ultimately, in some respects, they did too good a job, and that people wanted more of this thing, and that it could have gone to 8 episodes, quite possibly. Maybe that would have massaged out some of those bumps.
Sorry, say it again.
Yeah, maybe it could have gone to 8 episodes. I don't know. I mean, maybe that could have massaged out some of those bumps. Who knows?
Yeah, that's actually. Could I actually just say one thing about this? This is the thing I'm also wondering about the shows. Is I'm wondering if do these shows maybe should be, instead of just 6, be 8 episodes, or if they're gonna have 6, maybe they shouldn't just have so many.
Well, Wanda was 8, right? WandaVision was 8.
No, Wanda was 9.
No, it was 9.
Yeah, right.
It was supposed to be 10, though. That's the thing.
I mean, honestly, I prefer the shorter seasons to like the Marvel Netflix like obligatory 13, even when seasons don't need 13 episodes. And yes, I know we subverted that one time for Iron Fist season 2, but still.
I still haven't seen Iron Fist.
Well, you're probably better for not.
That gives me a lot of faith in Iron Fist season 2, Dragon.
I mean, collectively, I'm taking the collective effect. It's improved, but it's only how much can you improve it, though? You know?
Yeah, because I'm just wondering with these shows, just what is better? Like either maybe just don't be 6, just have 8, or if you're gonna have 6, don't have so many characters and plots that you can't be able to wrap up in time. Like that's just I'm wondering, and I just hope with Loki doesn't have that issue as well. Like hopefully it's able to maybe not like wrap up everything, but it's not like
I think Loki's going to be more episodic adventures, kind of like WandaVision, only less mystery, less of a mystery payoff. I guess
Yeah. And also, like it's not going to be on Earth at all. Like I think it's going to be like time travel, just to various like plots, even the
various timelines on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, so just again, I'm head over heels for the show again. I think what Mackie did in the role was great. All the Isaiah Bradley stuff. It just ultimately it all just paid off. Just seeing him in the suit. Basically, if you go into this show and it's like you're expecting, yeah, he's gonna be a Falcon Cap from the top. I mean, that's kind of what we were all expecting going into it. But you know what? They kept us on the line. They showed us, maybe it's not as easy a fix, not easy a solution. It made you earn what you were coveting. It's kind of what the show was. It legitimized like your wish fulfillment in a sense. It was I think it was smart for that. I think it was smart. It was to Malcolm Spellman for what he did.
Yeah.
Show. Malcolm Spellman.
Because if say they did announce Captain America 4 after Endgame and they didn't do this show, like I don't know how I guess I would have been like, I guess sure it makes sense, but I guess I'm not sure because I haven't seen Sam like in a leading role. But with this, I'm like, yeah, Captain America 4, like you could carry it.
Sure. I'm all over it.
So yeah, I'm glad the show did that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Final thoughts for me. Honestly, Dragon, you and I, like, I'm shocked how similar our opinions are at the end of the day. With the, I feel like the Carly stuff and the Sharon Carter stuff kind of like weighs out our opinions a little bit. Like I do.
Yeah, I don't think it was like I don't know. It's like down on the show as like I thought. Like I didn't think we like would radically disagree. Which actually I've had more of Connor. I haven't had that with you. Like most of your friends, yeah, I see what it means. I see what it means.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that.
We love Connor though. Connor's strong coffee. We need strong coffee.
Yeah, no, totally, absolutely. But
yeah.
But no, I do pretty much, generally speaking, love all of the stuff that most of the people love with this show. I feel like, as an introductory piece for Sam becoming Captain America, it's great. I absolutely do think it would have been played better if it dropped all at once. I really don't think the pacing of this show was helped with it being weekly. I really hope that Disney Plus, if they have these more on the miniseries side of things, like WandaVision made total sense for being weekly. I think Loki's going to make a lot of sense for being weekly, but I don't know, like Miss Marvel, like maybe if that's more of a character piece, maybe just release that all at once. I don't know.
I agree.
But yeah, all right. So, Dragon, what's the timeline on the? Sorry. All right. What's the timeline on the MCU stuff? We're getting Black Widow next, right?
Well,
is Loki or Black Widow coming?
I'm pretty sure Loki's going to come first, then Black Widow.
Yeah, Loki.
Loki's in June, right? Okay.
Yeah, Loki's in June. We're gonna have Loki June 11th, I believe, and then we're gonna have Black Widow, and then that kind of goes to I believe the Shang-Chi, then Eternals. But of course, they have other shows interspersed in there.
Oh yeah, wait. I think it'll be Loki, Black Widow. I think What If it's supposed to come in summer. Then I think it would be Shang-Chi. Then it would be Shang-Chi. Then I think Miss Marvel, then Eternals, then Spider-Man, and then I guess Hawkeye would be the last show.
That's right. Yeah, Hawkeye might be maybe before Eternals technically, but yeah.
Yeah. I also want to point out Eternals coming soon from Academy Award winner Chloe Zhao.
All right.
Officially. I don't even really like Nomadland that much, but officially.
All right. I mean, I haven't seen the movie, so I can't comment. So.
Yeah, it's a very interesting movie. Like I wouldn't put it on my top 10 of the year now because other things I've watched other things that have outweighed it, but I did put it at my number 10 spot just because it does do a lot of things on a very interesting level. But yeah, it doesn't emotionally.
Yeah, when I saw the trailer, I look at this as like it's a very interesting movie. I could see like it just like some people would like it wouldn't be for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the thing I just got from the movie.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, let's get out of here. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. It's fine.
I just realized like we're kind of running down the streaming. All right, guys. So that'll do it for us this week as we holster our remotes till the next installment calls for the draw. Mono e mono, just Plus and Us.
Wield that mighty shield.
You want to rebel, right? I rebel.